Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and very good morning to all of you. And this is one of our another program, the monthly event that we do from the platform of ICF members in Pakistan. And Fortunately, this is basically the this is the third year of our continuous programs. We started in mid 2024, and now we are in mid of 2026. So it's on a regular basis that we do every month in from this platform, and on the last Friday of every month, effectively. Before I hand over to Mr. Haitham, our valued guest speaker today, just a little background of what has happened over the last couple of years. In fact, let me narrate you a brief history of how it all got started. And the speaker of today has a good role to play in this whole activity happening in Pakistan. In my first introduction with Mr. Hatham happened in May of 2023, when an email came to me from a friend that ICF is looking some inroads in Pakistan. So I thought that yes, that's a good opportunity. I have been always a fan of ICF and was trying to get a credential and was accumulating my hours for past many years. Then I first had a good chat with Mr. Hatham at that time, and he encouraged me to and provided all the way forward also to how the ICF community in Pakistan can flourish. So I got my credentials later in the same year. At that time, just a little brief history of how the numbers have worked. At that time, in mid of 2023, by the end of 2023 also, there were around 5 to 6 credential holders in Pakistan at that time. Now, I was checking at the list and at the Find the Coach portal of ICF, and there are 14 credential holders now in Pakistan. ICF, ACCs, PCCs, and there is one MCC also. The WhatsApp group through which we have all got connected and are in connection with is, by the way, run by Peck, who is in Singapore. But that WhatsApp group was started by Fiona, in fact, in January of 2019. So Fiona was at that time. I remember my first contact with Fiona somewhere in 2016 or 15. She is, I think, in Australia. She lives in Australia, and she is no longer with ICF, but she was the one who started the ICF Pakistan group and WhatsApp group. And at that time, in 2023, there were 18 members in that group. And now there are 36 members in that group. So the membership of that group is also gradually improving. Minus, I think, couple of admin people, this 36 number is there. There is another interesting statistics in mid of 2023, by till the end of 2023, there was no coach education provider in Pakistan at that time. But now there are three coach education providers in Pakistan. So, one is, we started Abundance Consulting was the first one. And then, of course, Adnan is here and his company, Elevate. They have level 2 certification. They are giving level 2 certification. Khatija, there is another one of our colleague who is running grit coaching. She's also providing, her company is also providing level 2 certification. I am a bit at the back end, but these two, Adnan and Khadija, are doing phenomenal work, and they are regularly producing more coaches from Pakistan. So hopefully we'll move ahead with that also in the numbers as well. There is one number there is one thing, by the way, which is we are still lacking, and there was no chapter in 2023 in Pakistan. and still there is no chapter in Pakistan of ICF. So, so that is the area where we still are on the back. But I think uh, with our efforts, perhaps someday we would be able to fulfill those requirements. I mean, those are few of the requirements that we still have to complete. Now, this is some a very brief history, and just a quick note about Mr. Haitham also. I mean, Mr. Haitham, our speaker, who agreed to join us today. And Mr. Haitham has a very interesting background also, a good and good relation with Pakistan, not only our overall relations of the two countries, but he himself has spent a good amount of time in Pakistan. In fact, he has lived in Karachi for a good number of years, and his engineering degree was from Karachi. And he has served, he has a Bachelor of Aeronautical Engineering, and he has served in Royal Jordanian Air Force. So he is, I'm not sure he's a pilot or not also. He's flying the aeroplanes or not, but yes, he is an aeronautical engineer. And for last, since 2000, and he spent about 19 years in Royal Jordan Air Force. And then since 2016, he has said goodbye to all these aeronautical things and jumped into the coaching field. And since then, he is into coaching. He is director of region of MENA and this area of ICF. So he is continuously traveling to many areas and trying to kind of popularize and sensitize this area in terms of the ICF coaching standards and competencies, and because of which we got to know him also through the history that I have recently explained to you. And I always wanted him to come back to us and do a program. And today I'm profoundly honored and have I would like to share my gratitude also for him because this is an early weekend morning in Jordan. So thank you, Haitham, for sacrificing your early morning of your weekend. And over to you now. Thank you very much again.
Thank you so very much, Umar Saab. And Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I hope that you are going to have an interesting coming 50 minutes or so. It's my pleasure to be here with you all. And I would really like to extend much of my appreciation and gratitude to Umar for really maintaining that momentum over the past 3, 4 years, which we have known each other, to really create that awareness about coaching in Pakistan. So sincere gratitude to you, Umar, and all those people who are supporting you on different levels to reach to a point where you can meet all the requirements for having a chapter in Pakistan. I really appreciate that with all my heart. Um, Looking at the history which Umar has shared about coaching in Pakistan, I felt that it is a nice opportunity for me to talk to you over here about why ICF is the global standard in coaching. And we are living in an era of VUCA and BANI. So the future of professional coaching for a new era of human connection sounded to be a very good topic to talk about. So I'll be just starting my presentation. I'll be sharing my slide deck in a moment. Um, I think that you can see my screen right now. Allow me to just set in a presentation mode so that we can get this started. I think my screen is visible to you all right now. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you all so much. So, as I said, good morning, assalamu alaikum, and it is really my pleasure to be here with you all. We are living in a moment of extraordinary change. You all feel that, you know that. And this change is technological, cultural, and deeply human. And in moments like this, The professions are either shaped with intention or they are shaped by forces outside of them. Today, I want to talk with you about why coaching matters more than ever, what makes coaching a profession, and why the International Coaching Federation plays such a critical role in stewarding the future of coaching, especially in this age of technological advancement and artificial intelligence. Let's begin with the moment we are actually in. We all feel and realize and observe that the world is changing faster than at any point in modern history. Leaders are navigating constant disruptions, teams are operating under sustained pressure, individuals are facing uncertainty, complexity, and fatigue. At the same time, something else is happening. People are not just looking for answers, they are looking for trust, meaning, and connection. And this is not a coincidence. It is actually the context in which coaching becomes not just relevant, but essential. We often talk about change in terms of systems and technology, but change is experienced by the people themselves. Now, coaching creates a space where people can slow down, think clearly, and reconnect with what matters, especially when everything around them feels fast and fragmented. This is not coaching as a trend. This is coaching as a human response to complexity, ambiguity, uncertainty, volatility. And that is why coaching belongs at the center of conversations about future of work, leadership, and learning. So why coaching is rising globally? Why more and more people are appreciating coaching? Why more and more professionals are choosing to become professional coaches across industries and culture? Well, the reason is organizations are realizing that performance without resilience is not sustainable. Performance without resilience is not sustainable. Individuals want more than information. They want agency, insight, and growth. And also, leaders are recognizing that expertise alone is no longer enough. But as demand grows, an important question emerges, which is how do we ensure that quality, credibility, and trust keep pace with growth? Because growth without standards does not strengthen a profession, it actually weakens it. So, coaching now is being embraced across sectors, roles, and cultures. Organizations are investing in coaching to strengthen leadership, well being, and adaptability. Individuals are turning to coaching for clarity, for development, and for transformation. But momentum alone is not success. Without shared standard, a profession fragments. And without ethics, trust erodes. And without clarity, anyone can claim anything. And that is why this moment requires leadership. Let me expand this and take it to another level, which is what the data tells us, what the facts, numbers, and figures tell a story about coaching. Well, let's look briefly at what this is all about. Based on recent studies from the global coaching study that was done by ICF with PricewaterhouseCoopers, The global coaching market is approaching $5 billion in annual revenue. That's 5 billion with a B in annual revenue. Clients increasingly expect their coaches to be trained, to be certified, and to be credentialed. Trained, certified, and credentialed. And credentialed coaches earn more, not because of a title, but because credentials signal trust. Nearly three-quarters of coaches already hold a professional credential. That tells us something important. The profession itself understands that quality matters. Now, this brings us to the International Coaching Federation, the ICF. So for more than 25 years, ICF helped define what professional coaching is and what it is not. ICF does not exist to control the profession. It exists to protect its integrity and enable its growth. As coaching expanded globally, ICF definitely evolved, not away from its mission, but deeper into it. What does that mean? How did ICF evolve and change? Well, today, ICF operates in what we call an ecosystem. 6 family organizations, each with a distinct role: education, credentials, research, ethics, community, working together towards one shared purpose. And that purpose is to realize the potential of coaching through standards, through excellence, and through impact. This ecosystem allows us to support coaches, clients, and organizations while holding the profession together globally so that it remains intact as it grows and it does not fragment. The ICF mission is clear: to advance coaching standards, excellence, and impact worldwide. And our vision is ambitious: a world where coaching empowers people and societies to thrive. And our newly approved strategic plan translates our ambition from these statements into action. It connects our values, which are professionalism, collaboration, humanity, and equity. Most importantly, these values are not aspirational language, they are operating principles. They guide how we lead, how we innovate, and how we make difficult decisions, and ultimately, how we deliver value. ICF also helps define what professional coaching looks like. We provide globally recognized framework for ethics, for competencies, for credentials, and for accountability. This gives confidence to coaches, to clients, and to organizations, and to the public. In a crowded and often confusing marketplace, ICF creates clarity, which is missing. So what actually makes coaching professional? Not good intentions alone, not experience alone, and not outcomes alone. Professional coaching is grounded in ethics, in competencies, standards, and accountability. This is where trust begins to form. And talking about ethics, we hold our ethics very high in ICF because ethics are not about restriction. Ethics are about responsibility. That's why the ICF Code of Ethics defines the global standard for professional coaching across cultures and contexts. And ethics is not about compliance only. Ethics are how trust is created. The Code of Ethics is not a checklist. It is a decision-making framework designed for real-world complexity. It supports coaches in navigating power, boundaries, confidentiality, consent, and responsibility. In other words, ethics protects clients, ethics protect coaches, and it protects the integrity of the entire process and profession. And ethics only matters if they are lived. Trust is not built by publishing a document. Trust is built through everyday professional judgment. And this becomes even more important as technology and artificial intelligence introduce new possibilities and new risks at the same time. That is why ethical practice is the first core competency in the ICF core competencies. Now we're shifting from the ethics sides to the power of ICF core competencies because they're linked. The core competencies define what effective coaching looks like globally. Core competencies create a shared language of quality so that coaching, wherever it happens, reflects professional excellence anywhere it is conducted. And the ICF core competencies aren't just standards, they're foundation that elevates coaching everywhere. At the heart of ICF is a simple but powerful idea, which is great coaching can be defined, developed, and trusted. The core competencies are how we bring that idea to life. They are a research-based, globally validated standard for what effective coaching truly looks like. And these competencies are grounded in the real work of coaches around the world. Not theory, but proven behaviors that create meaningful change for clients. They form a shared language of quality, ensuring that no matter where coaching happens, there is consistency, professionalism, and clarity in the experience. Just as importantly, they embed ethical practice every step. So trust, confidentiality, and client centeredness are not optional, but essential. For coaches, they are pathway for growth and mastery. For clients, they are a signal of credibility and confidence. And for the profession, they are what allow coaching to stand with integrity as a disciplined, evidence-informed practice that people can rely on. Ultimately, the core competencies are more than standards. They are a promise of quality and a foundation for trust. If the competencies define excellence, credentials, and accreditation demonstrated. I'm going to say this again. If the competencies define excellence, credential, and accreditation demonstrated. ICF credentials are independently assessed. They are not self-declared. They verify that a coach can apply the competencies skillfully and ethically in a real coaching conversation. This is how standards become practice. The ICF credentials ensure standards are not just ideas. They are consistently demonstrated in practice across the globe. An ICF credential provides independent confirmation that a coach can apply the core competencies skillfully and ethically. That independent confirmation matters because it creates confidence. Confidence for clients choosing a coach and confidence for the public that they are engaging with a professional, and credentialing is not self-declared. It is assessed through rigorous standards evaluation. That independent verification is what gives an ICF credential its strength as a trusted mark of quality. An accreditation plays a critical role as well. It ensures that coach education programs align with ICF standards, creating consistency from training through practice. So together, accreditation and credentialing form a global system grounded in ethics, transparency, and accountability. An ICF credential is more than a designation. It's a signal the world recognizes, a signal professionalism, credibility, and commitment to high standards. It tells clients and organizations very clearly this is a coaching that you can trust. Credentials matter because this is how trust scales. We are always improving as well. In the third quarter of this year, in the second quarter of this year, third quarter of this year, we are expanding quality, standards, and trust in our system through two forthcoming developments. These announcements are built on the fact that mentor coaches and supervisors are essential to coach development. So ICF introduces two new specializations to consistently recognize mentor coaches and supervisors. These specializations who have specialized are for people who have specialized knowledge in these domains that are essential to provide high quality services. These are not new credentials. Rather, they are designations that recognizes mentor coaches and coaching supervisors who have completed robust training aligned with the evidence-based ICF mentor coaching and coaching supervision competencies needed to attain specialized known in these disciplines and provide high quality services to coaches. Mentor coaching and coaching supervision. Which brings us to the future. And since I think it is impossible these days to talk about the future without talking about technology and AI, so let's dig into it and let's talk about it. It is inevitable. So despite everything we hear about automation, artificial intelligence, the future of coaching remains to be deeply human. As machines get better at information, humans need more wisdom, presence, ethical judgment, and meaningful connection. Technology may change how insight is accessed. It does not replace, however, the experience of being deeply heard and understood. This is not the end of coaching. It is the next stage of its evolution. The opportunity before us is not to compete with technology, but to become clearer about what makes coaching uniquely human. So let me be clear. AI is not a coach. Artificial intelligence can support preparation and reflection, but it cannot hold ethical responsibility. It cannot understand lived experience or human dignity. Language matters. Tools are tools. Professions carry responsibility. And the future is not human versus AI. The future is human leading responsibly with artificial intelligence. Policies matter, right? But practice builds trust. People do not gain confidence from documents alone. They gain confidence from transparency, consistency, and ethical application. Our role is to help coaches move from uncertainty to informed, responsible action, not perfection before participation, responsible progress. And artificial intelligence does not create a new ethical universe. The ethics of coaching still apply. Confidentiality, consent, transparency, accountability. Ethical AI begins not with technology, it actually begins with values. Innovation only matters if it expands access and belonging. AI can widen opportunities, of course, or reinforce exclusion. So here are the things that we must ask: who benefits, who is left behind, whose voices are missing? We all know that coaching is about human potential that must remain at the center of every innovation decision. So we are not here to choose between humanity and technology. We are here to ensure humanity leads technology with wisdom, ethics, and care. The future of coaching is not smaller because of artificial intelligence. It is actually more important than ever before. The future demands more from us as an organization and as coaches, as credential holders, as accredited organizations. Greater cultural awareness, greater ethical discernment, greater commitment to quality. And ICF is uniquely positioned to lead, but leadership only works if the profession moves together. Humanity and standards. So this moment of time and history requires both. Not humanity or standards. It's not either or. It's humanity and standards together. That is how trust is built. And that is how the coaching profession grows with integrity. So our responsibility as coaching community, as ICF, is very clear: to champion professionalism, to uphold ethics, to embody the competencies, and to strengthen trust worldwide, to lead with both excellence and humanity. And finally, my I think my primary message today is the future of coaching is bright. When coaching is grounded in ethics, standards, it does not, it does more than support change. It does more than support change. It helps shape better future. The opportunity is global and the responsibility is real. And actually the moment is now. That's all what I wanted to share with you about the new human era, the ICF standards, core competencies, ethics, credentials, and accreditation. And I would like to really, at the end of my talk, to thank you all for having me today. It is indeed a blessed Friday that I'm meeting with the community of coaches in Pakistan. I really hope that you enjoyed the presentation, but also thank you for all for your leadership, your commitment, and your individual roles in shaping the future of coaching. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, Haitham. It's really wonderful to know. It's kind of a good information for all of us, all those who are into coaching profession here in Pakistan. And it is, I mean, especially the takeout message for me is the ethics that we all work on. And that's, I think, is the glue that binds us together in terms of not only as coaches, but as humanity as well. So being human, it's basically the basic standard on which we all should be working. Any questions from anyone in the group? And if there are any, please go ahead with that. By the way, I have a quick question. In fact, since you have been interacting with coaches all over the world and in different chapters and in different countries, what is your feel in terms of the challenges that coaches feel around the world? I mean, we in Pakistan, since it's already 3 years old now, this activity, but yes, the coaching, and we have credentialed coaches who are as old as 20 years in Pakistan, like Bakhtiar Saab, who is there. He is one of the pioneers of the ICF coaching members in Pakistan. Uh, how do you feel? I mean, what challenges people in other parts of the world face, and how do they come about getting out of those?
That's an excellent question, Umar Saab. Uh, Let me start by addressing that when you're asking me this question, people may assume that the answer to your question applies for a particular part of the world, like a coach in the United States versus a coach in the Middle East, another coach in Africa, and another coach in Pakistan or Singapore, for example, may have different challenges. The reality is the challenges are almost similar. And I'm saying this based on research, and I'm saying this based on my experience working with Africa for some time, working with two chapters in Europe, working with chapters in Middle East, and working now with chapters in like India, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Taiwan, Japan. The challenges are at the beginning of launching your career as a professional coach. You are challenged with creating your own business, your own brand, and your own uh, uh, base of clients. And the challenge is because not everyone knows what professional coaching is. Unfortunately, there are so many self-nominated coaches or so-called coaches all over the world, that disrupt and sabotage the actual reality of what coaching is. So that's the first challenge, the awareness and the strong foundations for your business as a professional coach. This becomes even more if you are not a credentialed coach, because despite the fact that awareness about coaching is not that uh, known around the world, but people started realizing the importance of a credential holder. Because as I mentioned, credential breeds trust, it radiates confidence. So if you are a credential holder, uh, the likelihood of you creating your own business are better than not having a credential. That's number one. The second thing is, you have to work really on your professional development. Being a credential coach alone, based on the research, may not be really providing enough income or a sustainable source of living. So much of the coaches are challenged by the fact that I need to have other skills than coaching, like mentoring or consulting or supervision or team coaching, that will allow me to render more services to organizations, to leaders, and to clients, where they see the value not only on the one-to-one coaching session, but in team coaching, internal coaching, external coaching, mentor coaching, coaching supervision. This is a second layer of challenges that coaches are being faced with. Now, if you look at any profession around the world, if you don't really invest effort, time, and money to really develop your brand and image, you can't go nowhere. Whether you are an engineer, a doctor, a professor, a journalist, you have to be updated with information, with industry trends. That's why uh, I encourage highly all our members and credential holders to be aware of of all the researches ICF releases to the public, because they contain valuable data about how coaching is being shaped globally. So these are the basic challenges that I'm familiar with, that are facing coaches around the world.
And any just one supplementary question to this. How is ICF, besides, I mean, we as members of ICF, we regularly receive some emails and information about that. How ICF is building its base in terms of helping coaches to meet those challenges?
There are there are few things that I can share, which are part of the membership value proposition that members are getting in exchange of the membership fee. Well, we have, first of all, the business development series, which are organized by ICF. So, Business Workshop Development Series, BWS, organized by our learning and development team, really help coaches overcome the challenge of starting their own business. So, the BWS series. We have also communities of practice. We have, I think, 8 or 10 or 11 communities of practice in different fields where members can join those communities of practice and watch webinars, engage in discussions with subject matter experts in different fields like health and well-being coaching, leadership coaching. This is the second tier of support. The third one is actually emanating from the flagship conference which ICF conducts every year, which is the ICF Converge. This year, for the first time, we had ICF Converge in Paris, so that it's closer to the Middle East and the Asia Pacific region. We have the other one, which is in Washington, D.C. So these conferences, these flagship conferences, not only give CCEs for credential holders, but also gives members the opportunity to sit down, listen to subject matter experts, to credential holders that have been there before and created their own business, a prosperous business, how they have overcome challenges. And then at the local level or the regional level, chapters contribute immensely to supporting members and credential holders to really strengthen their businesses and outreach to the community by webinars, by workshops, morning cafes, hosting subject matter experts, not only from the same country, but from the region. And this is all due to the ICF network. Once a country has a chapter or a community, they are connected with other chapters within the same region. So there becomes cross-chapter collaboration where members of one chapter can benefit from events organized by another chapter. So it's a complete network of knowledge based experiences, exchange of best practices, and getting involved with the communities of practice, business development series, uh, international conferences, whether it's by ICF Global or regional.
And yeah, that's I regularly attend COPs, Community of Practice webinars, and for information of everyone who is new to this forum, they are free for most of them are free for ICF members. And for
Exactly.
ICF members, they are on discounted prices as well. And by the way, the COP webinars give you CCEs also.
Exactly.
And they help you to maintain your credentials in that particular area that where you're working. And just one, I think from my, if there isn't any question from anyone else, one more very, I think this is a question which most of us are. I mean, I was in discussion with you also on that. But before I ask that question, I have one hand risen by Amira. I mean, Amira is from Egypt, and interestingly, she will be our next speaker. In fact, next month. So, Amira, thank you very
Brilliant.
much for raising your hand and volunteering for being a speaker next month. So, go ahead for your with your question.
Thank you, Amir, for this amazing session. Thank you so much, Haitham, for this information. I just want to ask about ethics and how to make sure that in the era of AI, coaches are committed to ethics, and coachee as well are committed to ethics. Regarding what you are seeing now is some people are depending on the AI tools, considering them their coaches, their like therapy session, and they are telling them everything. So how also to raise awareness about the ethics in the mindset of the coaches and coaches as well.
Thank you, Amira, and thank you for partnering with Umar and the coaches community in Pakistan to be the speaker for the next round. Actually, we do have an ethics webinar series on the ICF ethics webpage. And those webinars are very regular and very informative, where you have subject matter experts speaking about how ethics are shaped in the AI era. In my presentation, I mentioned about how coaches should not really fear interacting with AI, but with caution and with wisdom and with knowledge. Yes, you are right. There are so many people around in the public that chose to work with an AI coach. The reality is, and this has been proven, that there will be a time when the AI coach will not be able to give you the human experience that you want. There is no compassion, there is no empathy, there is no uh, interpretation of being present in the moment. That is missing. So, how is ICF addressing this to educate coaches? Please check our website for the ethics webinar series, and these are free of charge for members. By the way, you can also go to the ICF YouTube channel on YouTube, and there are a number of series there that educate coaches about how ethics play a role in the AI world. And that's part of your membership benefits, actually, where you can watch these webinars. You can also write an email to ethics@coachingfederation.org, and someone from the ethics team will provide you further resources to really expand your knowledge about the importance of ethics in the AI world. I
Yeah,
hope
thank
this
you so
answers
much.
your question, Mira.
Yeah, my concern not only about coaches actually. Maybe in the series, thank you so much for clarifying this. But maybe coaches can also play a role in raising awareness about to the coaches that please, yes, AI tool is very important. Being a coach is very important. Having a coach, an AI coach is important. But how to keep this eye in an ethical way? This is for the coaches as well. But thank you.
Yes.
Just want to give the space to another
Yeah.
questions for people.
Yes,
Okay, Amira.
Adnan, you has your risen your hand, and then Bakhtiar Saab, you as well. So
No,
Adnan,
I,
please.
I let Bakhtiar Saab go first, and then I can ask my question.
Bakhtiar Saab, please.
That's very kind of you, Adnan. Thank you, Haitham. It was a wonderful overview, informative, what ICF stands for today. I must congratulate the three entities who have been accredited by ICF for training coaches in Pakistan. Well done. It's not easy. It's so much work to be done, and you have proved that you have the ability to do all that. And Umar, don't underrate yourself. You were the first one to get accreditation for CCEs. I remember that. So you were the pioneer also. The question I have is regarding coaching services operation. There are a few integrated softwares on the market which help coaches to do the documentation and billing and also the program delivery, etc. A couple of years ago, I sampled two or three of them and also shortlisted one. But it was complicated. I tried it out. It was complicated. And it wasn't fully integrated, and it was quite expensive. That's why I didn't adopt that. So I went on doing it as we do manually, files and papers and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to ask you, is there information available on some suitable programs which individual coaches can use?
Used for what exactly,
So,
Bakhtiar Saab?
it's the overall platform. You don't have to keep books and registers and files and so on. Everything is on their file. And
Okay.
they charge you either on per client basis or per month basis?
I am not aware, to be honest, of such a platform that exists. There may be because you already tried one. Uh, what I can do is probably reach out to one of my colleagues in ICF who works in the AI department and probably check if there are, to our knowledge, other platform in the market, and I will pass them over to Umar. Umar, if you can please remind me via email or anything of Bukhtiar Saab request, and I will follow it up with our AI department, and I will revert with an answer.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. I was wondering if ICF has some progress made in this regard, and they can recommend something, you know?
Here is what I think, sir.
Yeah.
Even if there is a software out there, based on my knowledge and of ICF, we may not promote one particular product over the other because that would be preferential, and we don't like to do that. We don't do that out of ethics, based on ethical grounds. But we can definitely say that these are the ones that are available in the market. You may explore any of them, and then it's up to you. Sometimes we make promotional promotional agreements with certain products like Zoom or Wordly, although there are so many other. But that is purely on business relationship, you know. But definitely I can ask, and I will give you the answer as soon as I get it from our team.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Please,
asking this
Adnan.
question.
Adnan?
Yes, thank you. Just to add to or resolve or support Bakhtiar Sahab, just get in touch with me, Bakhtiar Sahab. When I was starting my coaching practice, I experimented with 15 such platforms and settled for one. So there are definitely apps and softwares out there. Some of them are legally compliant with the international, code of ethics and legal aspects, especially because they're varied in Europe and in Pakistan and in North America, and some of them are not. So I can help you with that, or anyone else who's looking. There's also one from Pakistan, generally towards therapists, but also works for coaching. So that's one. My question to you, Haitham, thank you very much for this very informative session, is related to the MCS and the CSS qualifications. And because I understand that there's a lot of work that has gone into this, and that changes the way and the face of mentoring and coaching supervision. So if you could just, for the members here, just highlight this part that will help people decide on how they want to move forward, and especially because we will be needing mentoring and we will be needing mentors as we go on. And that's changing Jan 1st and April 1st next year. So maybe that will be beneficial for all of us.
I'm afraid I don't. What certification you mentioned, Adnan, sir?
The MCS and the CSS changes that are happening.
Oh, the mentor coach. Okay. These changes, actually, there are currently webinars organized by ICF about them. There is one webinar that is coming, I think, next week about the credentialing updates and changes. It is hosted by the Asia Pacific team, and I think the time-wise, it is convenient for you in Pakistan. So I will share the details of that webinar link with Umar, and he can share it with you also that you can attend the webinar. The webinar is going to be presented by one of our credentialing and standard staff. His name is Pete Etchells, and he's going to exactly talk about those changes and how it affects you. But that is the webinar. Other than the webinar, if you go to our ICF website, Adnan Saab, and you go to the credentialing and standards, you would find all the credentialing and standard updates there. I'm trying to pull it up over here and probably drop the link in the chat once we have time. It has all the information about Um, okay, here it is. If you go to it's under the mentoring and supervision requirements for ICF credentials. I'm going to drop the hyperlink to that in our chat over here. And probably, Umar Saab, probably you can pick it up and share it with Adnan. These are the latest changes for the credentialing and standards for mental coaching and coaching supervision. I have just shared my screen with you all. You could see it over here. It's the mentoring and supervision requirements for ICF credential. And it just gives you a full description of what those changes are, what the certification requirements for coaching supervision, etc. So please use that link and go over it. If you have any questions about what you see in there, I advise that you write an email to support@coachingfederation.org, and someone from our support team will answer your query. The second thing, as I said, there is a webinar next week about the credentialing updates, Adnan Saab, and the time is friendly for Pakistan. So after this meeting, if once Umar gets to me with the question from Bakhtiyar Saab, I will, in my reply, share with him the link for that webinar so that it is circulated within the coaching community and Pakistan. You could register, attend that webinar because it has all the credentialing updates that are coming from our credentialing and standards family organization. That answered your question, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we are just on the top of the hour now. And I think whenever you are here, someone from ICF, we always would love to have more questions, and there are things that we always want to have clarity, and that's a good thing to have. And if there isn't any other question, just one more. I mean, I was holding that question for a while, but I mean, there's one thing which if you could clarify, there is a learning management system also of ICF, right? And that learning management system is available. I have seen that in the website also, or it can be purchased, and it can be used for appearing your exam in the for
Oh,
credentialing, right?
that is called the coach book.
Sorry?
That is called the coach book, which you are
Coach
telling
book.
me. It's not a
Yeah,
learning.
coach book is
Yeah,
another thing also. Yeah, I have that. Coach book is available, but there is an
yeah.
learning management system also. And just for the information
The
of
learn,
everyone, I mean, that's perhaps all the coaches can utilize that once they are
the
appearing for the exam.
yeah, the learning management system actually. It's we call it the learning portal,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to see if okay. Um, Actually, if you log in with your username and password, the ICF username and password, and you go to your profile, okay, uh, I hope that I'll be able to see it over here. Okay, let me share my screen again because I have it in front of me. Okay, this is what you were, I hope, referring to. So if you log in with your username and password, everyone, you could go to your profile sheet. So this is my profile. And you can see over here the ICF learning portal, right? And if you click on the learning portal, actually, it will take you to a wide array of courses that you can take online free of charge uh, for your development. So there is the ethics course, the business development series, and everything else. So that you can access through your username and password.
Okay. Okay. So I think we are already over the time. There are still few questions, and if everyone agree, just very quick question, and that is troubling most of us in Pakistan. And if you could, and I had a discussion with you offline also on that, the fee for the ICF members. That's pretty. I mean, we think that it is for this region, it is pretty high. So, is there anything that you can shed some light on that for all of us to uh, how? I mean, this is a fee that, in dollar terms, for our economies, for underdeveloped economies, it's still higher.
Yeah,
So,
I will be happy to do. If you can just give me a bio break for 1 minute, I'll be back and I will answer this question. Is this okay?
I
I would
think we
like to
should
answer this
we
question.
should be. I think all are. I mean, it's always good to listen from you, but I think we have completed our hours, so I do not
Okay,
want everyone to stop.
let me
If you
let
could
me
just
answer it
quickly,
briefly.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. The membership fee, I know it is expensive in not only in Pakistan, but in most of Asia Pacific and Middle East. Countries like Lebanon and Egypt, who are really hit by the recent affairs, is also affected. Now, the pricing of the membership fee is decided by the board of ICF, not the organization itself. However, what we do in order to encourage people to join ICF is offer 10% discount for new graduates from every cohort, from every ICF accredited program. For example, people from your program, Umar, people from Adnan's program. Can I just take this phone call? It's rather urgent.
Gigi.
So for new joins, we can offer a 10% discount from the annual membership fee of $270. And that can be communicated with me. If you have a cohort graduating, yes, we can do that. But for the renewal itself, currently there is no scheme of reducing or making a sort of a plan where we could have regionalized membership renewal fee per region. Economically, it's not feasible for ICF Global, especially because the membership fee is linked to the membership benefits that all members around the world are getting. There is a discussion at the PC board level, the professional coaches board level, where we are looking into modifying our pricing strategy. But I'm going to be clear and honest with you that this is not going to happen in the very near future. It's
Good.
going to take us time.
Okay, so but thank you very much for clarifying this. And I think Khadija and Adnan both are listening and both are starting their new cohorts also. And I think they can offer their new cohort members that 10% discount, and we can
Reach out, yeah.
we can.
Reach out to me. I will prepare a special promo code for you to use for your cohort graduates. And I think Umar would be the direct person that we are going to communicate this to. So
That
I'm
we
relying so much on you, Umar, for these things. So I hope that we'll be able to succeed in
and we are
communicating
trying to
this.
do all this to have a chapter in Pakistan. So thank you very much. This was incredible, and
Thank you.
thank you for holding you. Sorry for holding you back, and thank you for your day today. So thank you everyone, and we'll see you again next month on the last Friday. And our next speaker will be Amira Salim from Egypt. So that communication will be sent to you in due course. So thank you very much, everyone, and we'll say goodbye. Take care.
Thank you, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.